from wherever you are joining from. This is Rakesh. So I head sales for products at Septus. And so today we are going to talk about Data Connectiva from a different angle. So we're going to talk about Data Connectiva and how it can help Salesforce AppExchange partners to drive more revenue and more customer engagement, right? So that's what is the topic of the discussion today. Joining me for this webinar is our Partner Alliance Manager, Mr. Leben Jose, and he will be the right person to give you a lot of insights from his expertise of Partner Alliance and managing across partnerships. And he will give you a lot of insights into how we are going to have this run and it will help our partners to successfully engage their customer. So I'll welcome Leben. Leben, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you, Rakesh. And a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who has joined our webinar here. As Rakesh mentioned, I handle Partner Alliance. I'm the Partner Alliance Manager in Septus. And we are here going to talk about is how to increase not just your ROI, but also your customer's ROI through Data Connectiva. Over to you, Rakesh.
Thank you. Thank you for the quick introduction, Leben. So let's move on. We are, first, before we start the session, so let's understand what are the learning objectives of this session. So there are some housekeeping which we want to give it to you at the start of the webinar. So where we want you to make a note of all the questions we have. I'm sure so you will have a lot of questions when you discuss when we are discussing these topics. And so we would encourage you to drop those questions in the Q&A box, and then we will try to address all those questions at the end of the webinar. So we have a dedicated 5 minutes to address all those questions. If some of the questions which we miss in case, so we will definitely revert back to you or an email, and we will try to answer all of those questions, right? So please, even though it is a webinar, so we want to engage, and any questions which you have, so please drop in the Q&A box, right? So let's look at what is the learning objective of the webinar. So first things, we are going to talk about what are the challenges when data grows in Salesforce. So what data growth challenges we're going to talk about it, and then so we're going to talk about how Data Connectiva can help Salesforce customer to address these challenges, and then we are going to talk about so how Data Connectiva can help Salesforce customers plus who are using AppExchange OEM products. So how Data Connectiva can be a solution and which can solve a lot of their data challenges. Right. We are also going to look at how AppExchange partner can benefit with partnering with DataArchiva and ultimately giving better solution to the customer. And then as a sales consultant and Salesforce consulting partner, how you can partner with Data Connectiva and help your customer to achieve better ROI, and also you can engage customer better. So these are the topic of discussion. So we're going to drill down deep into each of these topics, and we'll try to give our analysis and insights on all these topics, right? So now let's first look at what are the data growth challenges Salesforce poses at us, right? So if you look at it on a sample data growth model, so if you look at it, so if on a first year, if the company is growing and they will grow at 10 GB, 20 GB, 30 GB. So year on year, so second year it will be 10 GB, 20 GB, third year it will be 30 GB, and fourth year it will be 50 GB. It could be much more than that. So on a very average per se, so if you look at it, so on an average, so this is how the data growth is. So it could be much more than this as well, right? So now if you look at it, so the data is growing year on year and it is growing exponentially, right? So as the business grows, as you add more customers to your business, and as you provide more services to your customer, definitely you have a lot of data to manage. So how are you going to manage, and what are the challenges which it offers us? So there's a storage limit, and buying additional storage is not an effective way of doing things. So then what do you do? So do you want to delete the data? So that is also not an option. So why? Because you might want to retain the data because of the compliance, or you might have your own internal policies of the company where it mandates you to keep the data for some years. and also maybe you want to keep the data for reporting and purposes. So deleting is not an option. So then what can you do? So, and again, so one more point is that, so if you have too much data in your primary data storage, the performance also gets affected. So your Salesforce application performance gets degraded. So then what is the solution for all this problem? The solution is archiving. So let's understand what is archiving. So data archiving per se, in the context of Salesforce, or generally, what is data archiving? Archiving is that, so you're going to archive the old and unused data. So you're going to move the data from your primary it could be within the Salesforce in big objects, or externally to your external database, or external server and database combination, right? So whatever the historical data which you are currently not using it, so you're moving that data. Okay, so if you do that, so what are the advantages, right? So you will have no more storage limit challenges, and you don't have to pay additional cost for buying additional Salesforce storage. So this will, because you are moving the data, so your data storage is always available, and it is not filled to the brim. So in that case, you will have the performance of the application which will be enhanced, right? And then and you are also keeping the data for long term. So that will help you to maintain your compliance, maybe your internal compliance or industry compliance, or you might want to keep the data for long term because you want to do reporting and those activities, right? So deleting is not an option. So that's what we discussed in the last slide, right? So now we talked about archiving. So what is what application which helps you to do it is Data Connectiva. So Data Connectiva is application by Septus, and this is the number one data archiving platform in Salesforce, right? So if you look at this image, so diagram, so where we talk about the different combination of database and the platforms. So that means Data Connectiva works with multiple different platforms and database combination, whether it can be GCP, Google Cloud, or Heroku, or Azure, or AWS, or any other database combination like MySQL, Postgres, SQL. So all those MS SQL, all those different database, right? So any combination we support. So that is one of the advantage of application when we look at a broad based market, right? So we are not targeting one customer. So when you are targeting multiple customer as a consultant, as a Salesforce consulting company, so definitely, so these combination will definitely help you to reach out to multiple other users, companies, and they will you can tell them that, so whatever their practice, they can still have that. So because some of the companies will have Microsoft practice, so they would not like to change it to some other different practice, right? So they would have built the resources, they would have the technology know-how, so they want to keep it within that structure. So Microsoft practice, you cannot force them to change it to Google practice. So that is how, so the application is built looking at all the different combination of the customers, right? So, and this is a enterprise level application, and so it also supports on-prem as well. So on-prem database and platforms also it supports, right? So some of the key features are, so definitely archiving, and you can view and access the data within the Salesforce, right? So you don't have to struggle to look at where the archive data is. So under the parent record, so you will be able to access and view all the archive data within the Salesforce ecosystem, right? And then it is very easy to restore the data back to Salesforce. Just one simple click, and you will be able to restore the data. And we talked about reporting. So reporting, you can use archive data as well as the live data, and you can report both together. So that gives a tremendous advantage when you are looking at using a lot of other BI tools and to report and those things, right? So and then you can also do a search of the archive data. So and you don't have to struggle to find so where is the data and how it is. So and then you will be able to just simple search, so you will be able to figure out so where the within the archive data, so you'll be able to figure out by searching this, right? And uh, this gives you 10x ROI, 10x plus ROI. So 10x is a lower number, so I know, so it might look very big, but definitely, so when you compare buying an additional Salesforce storage to using the archiving solution like Data Connectiva, so you will get 10x ROI. So 10 times the ROI. So means you will have to invest 1/10 the cost of the for this solution than buying the Salesforce storage, right? So that is the advantage of archiving. Now let's talk about, so who's the target audience for it. So who needs these application, right? So these data archive application is required for businesses who are using one or more products of Salesforce. It could be Sales Cloud, it could be Service Cloud, or Pardot, or anything, a lot of other Salesforce application. If they are using multiple Salesforce application, definitely, so this will there will be data growth. And when there is a data growth, so you need to archive. So that is where Data Connectiva is going to come into picture, right? And then Salesforce customer with 3 to 4 year old, they are using Salesforce from 3 or 4 years, so they also need this application. And then a lot of third party application you use, so from AppExchange, right? So when customer is using a lot of third party application which are generating a lot of data, they also need archiving. So Data Connector will come into picture there as well. So and then you are, if you are using if you are an ISV partner or OEM partner, so for your OEM application, if that OEM application is generating a lot of data, so you can in combination with Data Connectiva, so you can help your customer, right? As a Salesforce customer, definitely, so this will be part of your product portfolio or services portfolio, and you can pitch your customer and looking at their problems. If they have problem with data storage and all those things, so Data Connectiva will come into picture. And you can also enter new accounts through Data Connectiva, right? So this is at a high level. So who are all the target audience for us? And if you look at on a gist, so if you want to put it in one liner, so wherever there's a huge data growth, so there you need uh, archiving, and you need Data Connectiva, right? So now let's talk about more in depth of, so what are the options you have, so and how as a partner in the Salesforce ecosystem can help your customers. So for that, so Libin is the right person, so who as we discussed, so he will be able to give you the insights of what are the options which you have, who are all the people who are involved in this, so how we can benefit from each other's success in this, right? So I will invite Libin to take it forward from here on and give his insights into how we can partner and make sure that ultimately the customer is at gaining from this partnership, right? So I'll invite Libin to take it from here.
Thank you so much, Rakesh. And hello, guys, once again. As Rakesh just explained the details of Data Connectiva and its benefits, let's explore who this product is for. In a nutshell, this product is for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you are a Salesforce customer, an OEM partner, an AppExchange partner, or a consulting partner. This is a universal product that helps one and all. If you have a lot of data being generated and you don't know what to do with it, then archiving is the solution and Data Connectiva is the way for it. Now, let's deep dive. Let's first look at it from a Salesforce end user point of view. If you're a Salesforce customer, you might already be using a lot of products like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Pardot, and Industry Cloud integrated with various tools or applications like SAP, ERP solution, or any other App Exchange app or an analytical tool. Now, as per our data and experience, what we have seen is that A general Salesforce customer generates around 20 GB of data in the first 2 years, which increases to more than double by the fourth year to 50 GB. As Rakesh mentioned, buying a storage space from Salesforce is not always economical. So, what is the option? The option is to archive your old and legacy data which you are not using. Now, the question is, how do we do it? Let's discover. Data Connectiva helps in mainly three ways. First, it decreases the storage cost, giving you better storage management. Second, it increases the performance of Salesforce application as most of the data have been moved out of Salesforce, boosting its performance. Third, it also helps you with your regulatory compliance along with better data control and long-term data retention. All you need is a data management plan for the next 5 years. How can you work out a plan? The answer is simple. Work with your team to review your current data and try to predict the amount of data you generate depending on the business growth and create a data strategy for the company. Let's say you already have used 20 GB of Salesforce data storage now and are using approximately 1.5 GB of data monthly, then you might cross more than 50 GB by the fourth year, and you might need to either buy an extra storage or archive the unused data. This is where you would require an archiving solution to set up a long-term data strategy. With this understanding of growing data, you can set up an archiving policy that would help you in decreasing the storage cost and increase your application performance while helping you with the compliance management. Beautiful, isn't it? Your CFO will love you for this. Now, let's move on to how Data Connectiva can help an OEM partner. As you're aware, Salesforce has its AppExchange, which is a marketplace for various applications based on your requirement. Some of the top applications being Conga, which is used for document generation, DocuSign, which is used for signatory purpose, Cyrus, Cloudingo, MailChimp, Copado, and many more. Now, along with these applications, customers sometimes also require specific solution catering to specific industry needs, which led to the building of OEMs. Some of the OEMs in Salesforce like Viva, MySolution, Litify, Encino, and Financial Force help the customer in the specific industries like banking, legal, and human capital. But these applications generate a lot of data on a daily basis. How can you address this challenge as an OEM product for your customer? Let's see. The downside of data growth is that as the data grows rapidly, it leads to the need for a centralized data policy that includes archiving. Archiving this data will lead to higher ROI for the customer, not only in direct cost saving, but also enhanced application performance, which leads to a better customer experience. As an AppExchange product partner, the ultimate goal is to help your customer in adopting your application and Salesforce. That is the goal of Data Connectiva, by making sure that the customer gets better ROI. How? What we need to do is use a solution with a small API integration to help your data archiving. By reviewing your current objects, you can create a feasible and scalable archiving setup strategy. So, what is the solution? The answer is Data Connectiva. With easy integration, Data Connectiva provides storage and performance optimization with proven implementation for various industries. It also works better with OEM solution and helps in building a centralized data system. To give you a better idea, we have customers who are using OEM solutions and AppExchange products like ServiceMax and Viva, and were able to successfully integrate our Data Connectiva solution with them and archive the data. In the coming slides, Rakesh will be giving you a brief case studies on these, but that is for later. Let's understand how Data Connectiva will help an AppExchange partner. Salesforce AppExchange has a lot of focused products, in which we have products from e-signature and document generation to financial solution and CPQ solutions, to name a few. These products, though they help with specific customer need, they also generate a lot of data. Data Connectiva is created in such a way that it can be easily integrated with these products and help the customers with the increased data. In the next slide, I will talk a little about this integration through our partnership model. I would like to introduce you to a product partnership program, a partnership where we integrate Data Connectiva with your product and sell it to the end customer as one product. Through this partnership, we can also do co-marketing, and co-branding while giving access to our full resource center. We are also open to a white label partnership. Now, how would this integration and partnership help you? Let's explore. With an archiving solution in place, you would be able to provide a higher ROI to the customer along with better customer experience. In case a customer comes to you saying that the app is generating too much of data, you can always suggest the archiving solution, Data Connectiva. This would help you address the customer challenges in the best way possible and also will help you focus on your solution and engage your customer at a higher level. The best way to do is that to go ahead with a long-term partnership with an ISV partner who can integrate such a solution with your application. Data Connectiva is such a complementary solution, which helps give you an extra value add to your product and helps in increasing your customer retention. Don't you think this is interesting and can add value to you and your customer? I know, that is a thumping yes. Moving on. Now let's explore how Data Connectiva will help a Salesforce consultant. As a Salesforce consultant, you focus on specific areas like implementation, custom solution, CPQ solution, support and consulting, along with long-term relation with your client. Your main goal is to provide as much ROI as possible for the customer from Salesforce practice. What if they have a data growth challenges? You have a solution at your fingertips. Let me give you insights on how we can do it. Once a customer starts using Salesforce, their data usage increases within a span of 2 to 4 years, as you would have helped the customer increase the adaptability with integration and customization based on their requirement. You can propose an archiving solution to address customers' data challenge. All you need is to find an ISV partner with such a solution, identify the objects that are generating the most data, and provide the solution to the customer while striking a partnership deal with Data Connectiva. What are the various partnership options or partner plan? We at Septis have a partnership program called Sail Along Program, where, as the name suggests, we sail along with our partners and where we believe in growing with our partners. The program has various models starting with Terrain, Mountain, and Zenith, where each model comes with its own benefit for the partner. This would increase your customer engagement and retention and also help you reach out to new and potential customer through a different route, helping you with additional revenue like license commission, implementation revenue, and a new customer to service for life. Now, what are the benefits and amenities of each model? Let's explore. As you can see, there are different models from Terrain to Zenith, where in Terrain, you act as a referral partner and have a revenue sharing model, while sales and implementation are being done by our team. In Mountain model, the sales demo is done by your team, and apart from revenue sharing, we provide you with implementation training to help you move on to the next model. The Zenith or the top model is where you want to be, as here you're not just a sales partner but also an implementation partner, where apart from revenue sharing, you also get full implementation revenue. You will also be generating revenue through consulting as well as customization, and you will also be eligible for product certifications. You would be receiving all the basic support from our end to help you with your clients in all the three models. Because, as I've already mentioned, in Septis, we believe in growing together. So, this is it, guys, from my end. Now, I would like to pass the baton to Rakesh, who would be now taking you through various customer case studies where we have helped different customers with different requirements through Data Connectiva. Over to you, Rakesh.
Thank you, Libin. So thanks for wonderfully putting it together for us. So I'm sure there are a lot of heads turning. So people would be reaching out to you to explore more. Thank you for the beautiful presentation. So yeah. So right. So let's look at some of the case studies. So the first case study which we have is an OEM application, right? So basically this is a OEM application called Viva. So Viva, as you might be aware, so is a application for a CRM application for pharma industry, right? So the customer whom we are talking is a Fortune 500 company and a pharma leader. So they have 8,000 plus SKUs, so 8,000 plus products. So within their portfolio of the pharma products, right? So and they were using Viva CRM to manage their business. So and they are using our application Data Connectiva in three different Salesforce orgs, right? So and they were using a combination of Azure and Microsoft SQL Server. So let's just look at in terms of what is that they were looking at in terms of archiving is. So they had a complex object relationship like junction object and self lookups and all those things. So and then they had a data growth from some of the primary Viva objects like call sample limit, survey, medical event, MC cycle, etc. So these are all Viva objects. So and these were generating a lot of applications. So we talked about OEM apps generating a lot of data. So this is one of the case like that, right? And so they had a lot of a lot of data which they wanted to archive, and the records whose status are unlocked to be archived, right? So and we wanted to make sure that we are able to bypass the delete trigger and then unlock those to be archived, huh? So this is what we have done. And if you look at in terms of the implementation itself, so we gathered requirement from 20 different stakeholders, right? So and then we were able to take the requirement from 20 different stakeholders, and we were able to consolidate all this requirement, and then so take the approval from the leadership, and then implement it in their sandbox, multiple sandbox, and then go live. So all these things which we have done in a quick period of 12 weeks, 3 months, 3 months flat. So we have done entire activity for this customer. And so at the end of the go live, so what we got was 90% savings for the customer, right? So this is what you can also do. So as a OEM partner, so you partner with DataArchiva, and then so you will be able to help your customer to save 90% of the cost, right? So beautiful, isn't it? So let's look at the next case study. So where we are talking about third party app exchange partner, right? So we talked about OEM partner. So now second case study we are talking about an app exchange partner. So here the app exchange solution which the partner were using was one EMX and Service Max, right? So they were using to manage their tickets on Service Cloud. So and they were using these one EMX and Service Max. So this is again a Fortune 500 company, and the company is from a medical equipment manufacturing industry. And so we talked about the products. What they were using is one EMX and Service Max, and they had 80,000 plus million records to be archived. So the huge amount of data which they wanted to archive, right? So and which was 10 years old data. So and then archived cases from one EMX as well as Service Max. So we archived from both these third party app exchange applications, right? So and then so they had a complex hierarchy about 30 to 35 objects which was configured, and we were able to archive, and they archived using AWS to Redshift, right? So no, so the third case study is a consulting partner of ours who had this customer who is a 115 plus year old business from down under from Australia. So they are a very big business, and they had 2 million plus community users, right? So the business, they were into mobility, home, leisure, and finance, insurance, and all those industries, right? So and they used Heroku and Postgres combination to archive. And so they had org complexities. The major challenge what we had was the org itself was very complex. So 13 different hierarchies. They had 120 plus objects, complex junction objects and relationships and all those things. So, and then they had 80 plus archivable objects. So this is huge. So 80 plus archivable objects like code, opportunity, lead, order, agreement, email cases, action, product attribute value. So to name the few of the objects, right? So these are some of the objects which they wanted to archive data from, and they used Heroku Postgres platform. And one more thing which they wanted is that, so they wanted to report so out of this archive data. So we were able to provide the archive data for reporting as well. So they along with the live data, so they were able to bring the archive data also and then generate reports. So that was one of the key requirement what they had. I hope so with these three case studies we were able to give you some understanding of the capabilities of the application. I'm sure so we can work with you to explore more and give better solution to your customer, right? So is this what we have as a company, Septus? No, so we have multiple other products. So the product which we talked about, DataArchiva and so Data Connectiva basically, and DataArchiva is also a similar application, but this data archive application archives the data within the Salesforce natively in big objects. So both the application are archiving application. And then we have data backup. So simple backup application. So where a smallest of the smallest company who don't have the backup solution in place, so we can provide it. So this is very cost effective. Always our policy is that, so looking at the ROI, we price our products, and so we can sell it to any customer. So starting from a lower end of the pyramid to top Fortune 500 companies as well, right? So all this put together, we call it as data management solution. We also have file and document management solution, which is X-Files Pro and DocuPrime. DocuPrime is a application which generates file, and X-Files Pro is a application which will help you to move files from your primary Salesforce file storage to any of your external file storage. We also have OEM application like Real Estate 360 focused for real estate. And then we have integration tool 200 OK, which is a native integration platform, so which can integrate any different platform to Salesforce, right? So when you become a partner, so when you join hands with us, so we offer all this along with Data Connectiva. So you can see what are the opportunities which you have, so which can open doors for you to engage with your customer in a better way, right? So I think that's about it. So yeah, we already have a few questions. So let me check. Okay, so we have one question from Richard, right? What is the revenue share for the partner? Okay, so what is the revenue share for the partner? Okay, so I'm not sure, Richard. So in terms of specific thing, what partnership you are asking about. So let me give you a brief about so how the partnership revenue sharing works, right? So in terms of product partnership, definitely, so we will have to work with you to define what is best suited, and then we can go to market together and help you to price this better for your customer. So looking at that, so that is on a product partnership, right? So on the sales partnership, if you are a consulting company, so we have three different options. We start at some percentage, and as you go along to Zenith and Zenith model, so you will have increased revenue share from us. So which probably we can discuss and see, so what is the opportunity which you have in hand, and how are you looking at this partnership? So we have standard terms, so but still, so we can discuss this out. So we will definitely reach out to you, Richard, on this, right? So yeah, so second, we have a question. Okay, so do you provide partnership for a particular product? Okay, so yes, so again, this comes to whether we are looking at a product partnership or whether we are looking at a sales partner. So if it is a sales partner, so all the products are available, and if you feel that so there is one product which you want to take it to the market, so we are open for that. But anytime you feel that other products also are going to add value, so definitely we can look at it. So and we can see so how we can support you, right? So on the product partnership, yes, this has to be specific to one product, unless you have opportunities for other products. So if you are a OEM partner, so it has to be one integration with the product. So that is something which we can discuss and see so what we are looking at, right? So thanks, Raj, for putting this question across. Okay, so I have few more questions, and I am already overboard by 3 minutes. So I think so. Libin and I will reach out to you to answer those questions, and we can probably set up a meeting to explore more on this. So I'm really sorry we are not able to take more questions. So as we have already exceeded the time, right? So yeah, that's it from our side today. So thank you for being wonderful audience. I'm sure so this 30 minutes which you have spent is very helpful, and you will take a lot of insights from this discussion. And so we would like to engage more, and we will respond to you, and we'll take it forward from here on. Thank you for being a lovely audience, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.